What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Anybody new, obviously welcome. I'm glad you're here. So what are we talking about today? Hold on a second, because this screen right here is distracting, so I'm gonna flip it around for you. Give me 1 second. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about engine management system for your car, whatever your project is. And the reason why I did this video was kind of two things. So I had already planned on doing it, and what I saw today was somebody had did a video today, and somebody I actually follow, Ryan's Random Rides, check him out, he's actually pretty cool, talking about engine management. Now when he did that, it was kind of it was okay. It didn't necessarily have to do with your mods and things like that, more than it was something that he ordered off of Amazon that he wanted to try. I kind of want to order it too, but it's not really gonna fit my purposes. So I'm doing my video about performance ECUs or performance tunes, whatever you want to call them or use, or things like that. So, and basically it's how I'm choosing an engine management system. So just bear with me. I'll try to go as quickly as possible, because I don't want to take up your time. I feel like I've already done that. So here we go. All right, so really up first, so you want to determine your plan or your goal for your project. So when doing that, you're going to want to know what mods do you currently have, if you have any. Where are you looking to take the car's performance? So how much, not necessarily how much horsepower, but just kind of having an idea of the type of power you have, or how you want it deployed and things like that. Sorry, again, like I said, I wrote this down just because it helps me. And then there's also the type of tune or ECU that fits into your budget. So depending on, we'll use my car for example, the BTR tune that I currently have in my car, that cost me, at the time it cost me about $800. Now because it's a older tune, we'll say, you can get them off of like eBay, or people selling them in forums or Facebook or anything like that for about half the price now, but they usually go for about $800. SFR is a little bit cheaper because you're sending them your ECU. You can also do the same with BTR, but I'm not trying to make this about just my car. So again, know your price, because something like an AEM or a Haltech or any of those other ECUs where you have to have it tuned are going to cost, they can cost anywhere between $800 all the way up to $3,000. So make sure you know your price, know your budget, and what's going to fit your goals, because you may have to actually save money and then roll up into some place, you know, with all your parts and things like that, like Hector in Fast and the Furious.
So what's up? What do you need?
What's up, man? I'm gonna need you to hook me up. 3 of everything. I made a list.
Why don't you look that over? When do you need this stuff by?
Tomorrow? Today? Now?
Right.
Come on, man. White boys work fast, don't they? Beto, pasa la feria. That's right.
All right, guys. So the other thing is too, is based on what you're doing and things like that. Are you going to need a pre-tuned ECU like this one, or I think it's called K&N, but I don't want to like say that it's called K&N. So we're just going to say a pre-tuned ECU where everybody and their mother can order the same tune that you have, or are you going to need a custom tune, which again would be something like an AEM, a Haltech, etc., etc.,
etc.
etc.
So
Research and development. Putting in the man hours to study the science of what you need.
Last week we put liquid paper on a bee and it died.
next up is research. And in doing that research, you're going to want to find out what systems are available for your cars. Now, the best way to do research actually for me was using forums, because when I first got the car and things like that and I was doing the research, I wasn't sure exactly what type of tunes or ECUs were out there for my car. You know, I always thought, you know, AEM, you know, not knowing about like BTR and SFR, or now even a company called Alpha Speed, which I've heard are doing stuff for the Genesis Coupe. But you know, make sure I used forums, and that's how I found out which companies were doing what for my car, for the Genesis Coupe. I also used customer reviews. I went on sites like we'll say Gen Racer, just versus like Injuku or something like that, which I have a video for that, believe it or not. And I went on sites, I looked at the product reviews, you know, what customers said about certain products and things like that, and kind of used those as well as forums to you know, make an informed decision. And I ended up going with BTR. I don't feel like I made a mistake. I actually love it, but that's how I was able to choose. Now, that being said, you have to figure out what systems are going to work well versus systems or ECUs that are going to basically be a complete waste of time. And that's obviously the only way you're going to be able to do that is really do research. One other thing is you can actually call like a place like we'll use Gen Racer just because that's what I'm used to using. You can call, and you know, companies will tell you, hey, this one might work better, this might not be as good for your setup and things like that. Just make sure to watch out for companies that, if it feels like they're just trying to sell you the highest price ECU, you know, make sure to check and with other places and things like that. Again, check in the forums, especially because they were all customers looking for ECUs and tuning and things like that, just like we are. So, you know, make sure to always do your research. Again, this is how I do things. You might do it a little differently and things like that. So what do we have up next on my trusty list? Okay, next on my list is, I said, determine ease of install. So when I say ease of install, I mean, is it something like a plug and play where you just literally plug it up and it's ready to go? Is it something where it's a plug and play but it needs to be tuned? You know, that type of stuff. Is it something that's you're gonna have to do some wiring? You're gonna want to determine the ease of install, because the other thing is too, is if it's something like a plug and play, it's probably going to be more expensive. If it's something where you're doing the wiring and things like that, it's not going to be as expensive, because you actually have to do some of the work to obviously make it compatible with your car and things like that. So determine ease of install. I do know that, I think it was like, I think at the time, like AEM, I just can't remember the versions. If I were doing the wiring, I think the setup was going to be like $800-900. If I wanted a plug and play, one that I was still gonna have to tune, it was almost like $2,000 to $2,500. So make sure you guys know exactly what you're looking for, what you're willing to pay for, and things like that. It's obviously, you know, you want to, when you're doing your build, you don't want to, you're trying not to spend a whole lot of money, but you know, sometimes you have to. So again, ease of install, that's a big deal to me. Okay, so next up, and this isn't as important if you're gonna get something like a canned or pre-tuned ECU, but looking for a tuner, looking for somebody who can tune that ECU, who's had experience with that ECU. Now, for somebody like me, I can actually, when I'm done with my build, which would suck, but I would be able to tow my car down to New Jersey or Pennsylvania, wherever it is, to SFR, and have them have a custom tune done using the stock ECU. Now the problem with that is I live in Connecticut, and in Connecticut I need to be able to pass emissions. And I tried it with the BTR ECU. If I tried it with the SFR ECU, I wouldn't pass because you have to turn things off. Turn things off like the secondary O2 sensor. So damn, I just lost my train of thought. Holy crap. Wait a second, let me get it back. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. So anyway, like I was saying, find out find a reputable tuner, and also, or tuning shop, and also, you know, you got to determine if you're going to need to keep your stock ECU, because again, in my case with the BTR ECU, I can't use that to try to pass emissions. Not to mention the fact that I'm not sure if I use like an AEM, Haltech, blah blah blah, this and that, if that would pass emissions. So I need to keep my stock computer. But you want to make sure that you find a tuning shop that can tune whatever ECU you have if you need a custom tune. So, and obviously that's going to cost money, so make sure you build that into your price as far as knowing how much is actually going to cost you. So find a tuner. I actually already know one, and he's definitely, oh, I can't tell you. Okay, so last but not least, what the hell is this person flashing me for? Last but not least, functionality. So what do I mean? Well, the AEM, the Haltech, I know I keep using the same ones and things like that, but you want to know exactly what the ECU or tune, what it can do for your car. And when I say functionalities, I mean things like how much boost, you know, can it do, you know, obviously can determine what type of fuel you need, things like that, you know, just what is that ECU going to do? Like, what are the functionalities? How much functionality, how much more functionality does it have over a stock ECU and things like that, or over a pre-tuned ECU, which usually, again, those companies, AEM, Haltech, maybe even Cobb, something like that, you know, just throw a different ECU in there. You know, those have more functionalities. You can do way more things. You can, I mean, they're just awesome, you know, the things that they can do. But you have to, it's good to know what the functionalities are, because you want to know what you'll be able to tune on with your setup and what you can't tune. Now, and the other thing is too, if I didn't mention, you can actually get an AEM blah 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 for a stock car and tune it to what you have for the stock car, because a lot of cars, when they come from the factory, they're not tuned the best. So you can, I mean, I wouldn't spend the money. That's a lot of money to spend to get a little bit out, but you could go that route as well. Looks like basketball practice. Alright guys, so anyway, let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know if it helped you out. You'll see what I have to order in probably a couple weeks, as far as a tuning for this car and things like that for my build, and I may keep the stock ECU. We'll see what happens. Not the stock one, but the BTR. But I have to call BTR and find out if I can send them the computer ECU back and see if they can tune it for what I plan on doing. If not, then I'm gonna have to go a different route. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know if you feel like I missed anything, or if you have any questions, and definitely in the comment section ask those questions, because you know, I do, you know, subscribers will, you know, help you out. It's not just me, it's the other subscribers and things like that. They will help you out. So don't be afraid to ask questions. And you know, guys, if you are going to comment and you have an opinion on this as far as what to use for different types of cars, because this video is for different types of cars, you know, put it down in the comment section. Make sure that you help people out and things like that, because you know, we want to make sure that, you know, people come back to the channel and things like that. They can trust me. They can definitely trust what you guys are saying and things like that. So until next time, like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification button. Again, I'm trying to put out a video every couple of days and things like that. So until next time, make no limitation your only limitation. Peace. Oh, practice is out. Yes. She probably won't be out for 20 minutes. So anyway, make no limitation your only limitation. Peace. Peace.